working. Hey, Mean Beans, what's going on? Been a while. Thought I'd play a little music for about an hour, and then I'm gonna call it a day. First things first, though. Shall we start? He's like bamboo or something. Wow. Okay. Let's get some music going. Let's see. There we go. Oh man. So how y'all doing out there tonight?
'Today is gonna be the day that they're gonna throw it back to you. By now you should have somehow realized what you gotta do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. Backbeat, the weather's on the street, and the fire in your eyes now. I'm sure you've heard it all before, but you never really had it down. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do about you now. And on all the roads we have to walk are winding.
develop. No, I'm just trying to develop that cross flow. I can
Said I don't know if I've ever been good enough. I'm a little bit rusty and I think my head's caving in. And I don't know if I've ever been really loved by a hand that's touched me. And I feel like something's gonna give. And I'm a little bit angry now. This ain't over. Not what I'm supposed to do. Don't know. Like I'm a little untrusted when I think that the truth is gonna hurt you. And I don't know why you couldn't just stay with me. You couldn't stand up being near me when my face don't seem to want to shine. Cause it's a little bit dirty. Don't just stand there, say nothing. Cause I've been sitting harder on you. Don't know me, what I can say. I won't do anything at all. I wanna push you down. Early in the morning, rising to the street. Light me up that cigarette, and I'll strap shoes on my feet. Got to find a reason things went wrong. Got to find a reason why my money's all gone. I got a destination, and I can still get high. I can play the guitar like a motherfucking violin. You might get run over. Shot, never start no static, I just get it off my chest. Never had to battle example. Give me all this is what I got. Trying to get what you deserve. Test. Trying to get served. That's what I got. Don't start it right now. You feel it when the dance gets hot. It's what I got. I said remember that. Love is what I got. Remember that. Love is what I got. I said remember that. Love is what I got. I don't cry when my dog runs away. I don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. I don't get angry when my mom smokes pot. Hits the bottle and goes right to the rock. Fuck it, right it, it's all the same. The name of Louis Dog's the only way to stay safe. That's the loving, come back to me. Loving is what I got. I said remember that. Loving is what I got. I remember that. Loving is what I got. I said remember that. Loving is what I got. That's see, but
Do me a favor, zip up tin number 2. I forgot. I only did one of them. I'm an idiot.
Take anymore before you take a swing. I wonder what are we fighting for? When I say out loud, I wanna get out of this. I wonder, is there anything I'm gonna miss? I wonder how it's gonna be when you don't know me. How's it gonna be when you know I'm not there? How's it gonna be when there's no one there to stop you between you and me? 'Cause I don't care. How's it gonna be? How's it gonna be? Well, we used to laugh. Sharp as a thumbnail scratch, a silence I can't ignore. Like the hammock by the door with spent time in. The swing's empty, I don't see lightning like last fall. Within there's always about to with me. I wonder how it's gonna be when it goes down. How's it gonna be when you're not around? How's it gonna be when you found out there was nothing between you and me? 'Cause I don't care how it's gonna be. face your help, 'cause with the blood shed it's a lonely view. With the blood shed it's a lonely view. With the blood shed it's a lonely view. Bloodlocks in a bathroom stall, a southern girl with a scarlet bra. Away from violence, tomorrow and I'm Paul, 'cause with the blood of shed, with the blood of shed, it's a lonely view. With the blood of shed, it's a lonely view. Soft spoken with a broken jaw, step outside but not to brawl. And all the sweet words call the ball, I'll make it to the moon if I have to crawl. And with the blood shed, it's a lonely view. With the blood shed, it's a lonely view. With the blood shed, it's a lonely view. Sarcasm if you know it all. I'll close your eyes and I'll kiss you, 'cause with the blood of shed, with the blood shed, it's a lonely view. With the blood shed, it's a lonely view. With the blood shed, it's a lonely view.
Okay.
Never mentions the word addiction in certain company. Yes, she'll tell you she's an orphan after you meet her family. Her eyes as black as night now, pulls those shades down tight. Yeah, she gives a smile when the pain comes. The pain gonna make everything alright. That beats off the wind, all around by for me. Oh, yeah. there's a cross around her neck. Yes, the hair is from a little boy, and the cross of someone she has not met, but not yet. That she thought to angel, spell me on your name. Oh yeah, she thought to angel, there's a color out by her name. She don't know no lover, none that I ever seen. Yes, to her that ain't nothing but for me and me. She's everything. She paints her eyes as black as night now. She pulls those shades down tight. Oh yeah, there's a smile when the pain comes. The pain gonna make everything alright. Alright, yeah, yeah. She talks to angels. There's a corner out by her name. Oh yeah, yeah, angel. Corner out by her name. Oh, angel. Corner out by her name. Oh, she comes to angel. To call her out. Yeah, call her out. Don't you know that they call her out by name?
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna call that a night on music anyway.
That was
Alright.
awesome. That rocked. My ass hurts.
So, everybody out there, I hope you're having a good Thursday evening, whatever the hell is going on with you. We're just trying to get through another week. So, think about it. Drop some food off at your local food pantry, man. They're needing food out there really bad. I'm working at one right now, and they're always looking for more food. So, think about it if you get a chance. And my day was great. I had a great day. And I'm going to have a smoke right now to go with it. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. I just got my daily steps in, ain't that cool? I was about 3,000 short, so playing drums will take care of that pretty quick. A lot of footwork, people don't realize that. Playing drums is like running in place and throwing your arms back and forth with weight on them. So it's kind of like running on a treadmill, if you will. And your arms are really fucking moving, and there's a lot of lateral motions. It's good exercise, that's for sure. Kept me skinny most of my life. I definitely got to replace some of these fucking cables, man. They were cutting in and out on me on my right channel all the way through the damn thing tonight. That's a little better. That's a little bit better. Try to get my placement right again. Something seems off about everything, but yeah, this should be way the hell up here, actually. And then this can come all the way down into there. I'm trying to develop this cross foot technique where your left toe socket or toe area is on the hi-hat and your right and your left heel is on the second bass pedal. And it's really tricky to do because you got to twist your foot quite a bit. And the ideal is you can add some extra backbeats in and still have control over your hi-hats. So it's something I've been playing around with for a while, ever since I started using a double pedal, but I've never been able to get it to work, but I'm starting to work it in now a little bit. So I thought about designing a drum pedal that worked on the heel part of the left foot and attached to the back of the hi-hat pedal, and you could just literally, like a drum trigger kind of thing almost. And then you could use your heel to like trigger a drum trigger for a bass drum hit. I mean, it seems possible. I don't know. Anything's possible, I guess, with a little bit of work. Put a splitter cable on your bass drum and run it around the floor here, and then put a drum trigger. It's going to have to be a pretty tough one, though. It's going to take your heel hitting it. But it's something I've been thinking about for a while now. I've also been thinking about a bass pedal on the right foot that has a rocker motion, and as you like pivot backwards, it strikes one pedal, one striker to the bass, and then as you pivot forward, it does another pedal striker to the bass drum. So you could like double pedal with one foot, and you know, wouldn't even have to use the second pedal over here if you could get your coordination into it. So it's something I thought about designing. It would involve quite a bit of redesignment of the pedal, but I think if you take this gear and turn it sideways, I don't know, it's possible. There's a way to do it. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, though. Maybe AI can figure it out. That's what I'll do. I'll have AI design it, you know. Then I'll take credit for it and make $1 million, you know. So, yeah, it's a possibility. I think there's something you could do with that. I really do. So I hope everybody had a good day today. Did you all have a good day out there today? Weather was great. Good company. Definitely good company. Oh. Yes, it was. It really was a beautiful day, and I enjoyed the afternoon greatly. And yeah, things are coming back in to the right equilibrium again. You know, things got way out of kilter last year, but they're coming back into balance and perfect harmony again. The planets are aligning, and karma is readjusting everything to your purposes. So I think it's going to be a good end of the year, and I'm really looking forward to next year being totally kick-ass because, you know, I'm working out more. I'm going to get my health back in where I want it again. I'm getting stronger, and my mental health is doing better these days. Things are just going better in that area, you know. I know a lot of you out there have dealt with like, depression, anxiety, all that shit. And the meds don't really do a lot. They kind of give you some placebo effect because you think you're doing something, but I don't really think how they do a whole lot for us. But anyway, we keep going. Yeah, it's crashed too. I think these symbols need to be reversed. I think I got them wrong. Yeah. Well, you know what? When you get rid of all the bad shit in your life that you can, um, you're bound to feel better. You're bound to feel better. It's just reality. Um, I do use meditation to help when I have anxiety attacks or periods. I do find that it's possible to breathe my way through some of them when I get out somewhere and I don't have any meds or anything, So meditation can help. The other thing is making sure you get a good fucking night's sleep, man. Not just volume-wise, but, like many hours, but you got to get good REM sleep, good deep sleep, get those alpha waves and back in balance again. So if you're not getting a good night's sleep, man, do something about it, man. Don't ignore it because, man, I've been reading all these things about it. If you don't sleep well, your heart disease goes way the fuck up. You're more likely to have a stroke, a heart attack. You're more likely to have dementia. Oh my God, all the shit that are listed just from you not getting a good sleep. So you got to get sleep. And you know that if they deprive someone of sleep for a period, they can literally drive you insane to the point where you can't function anymore. So, and sleep deprivation is one of the tortures they used in the Korean War, World War II. It was used in Vietnam. So sleep deprivation is a very powerful torture because it tortures the mind, not the body. So make sure you're getting some good sleep. And you know what part of that is? Get out and move a little bit, man. If you sit on your ass all day, you're not going to sleep good no matter what you do. So, my watch always bitches at me to get at least 6,000 steps in a day. And there are days I get 11, 12,000 if I'm working at the food pantry. So, it's important to get out and get moving a little bit. Otherwise, you're just going to freeze up and your body's going to just give up on you. So I know I'm preaching and shit, but hey, you know what? I've already outlived everybody in my family age-wise, so, I must be doing something better than they did anyway. So I hope you're having a good evening, everybody out there. I'm going to watch a little TV, and then I'm probably going to crash early tonight and get some good sleep and dream about good times, and good people, good week. Yeah, I find a good strong indica before you go to bed is a definite plus. Be careful doing hybrids before you go to bed because you don't know how much of the sativa influence has been in that bud. So if you can go with a pure indica, you'll sleep like a baby usually. And edibles are a big key for sleeping good. I use oils, I use gummies, chocolate squares. We have butter we use for popcorn and stuff like that. Baked potatoes is great. Steak butter made out of pod butter is really the way to top a steak, if you can afford one. Anyway, oh, got out and got a little sun today, which is always good. Got to get some vitamin D in you somehow, and the sun is the fastest way to do it. Actually, calcium takes a little bit, like milk and that take a lot longer to break down into your body, and you don't get it all. Get out and get some sun. Everybody can do it, Get out and get some sun every day if you can, When it gets cold, I don't know, man, get a red light or something, I take vitamin D3, B12, I take cinnamon for blood sugar, and I take glucosamine chondroitin for my joints, and some other shit for my brain. And that's in addition to the shit the doctors push at me. So, yeah, vitamin D, and the thing is, taking it in pill form or getting it in milk, your body can absorb it, but the sunlight is really the best way to get it. I mean, even if you sit in front of a window where the sun is just shining in through the window, you'll get it through the glass. So, it's important when you get out there to expose some skin so that you get more absorption. Sometimes I'll ride my e-bike down the Katy Trail with no shirt, and that way I'm getting all that sun absorbing through my body. So you got to do what you got to do, man. Every day I'm reading more shit about how your gut health is the key to your entire health. If your gut biome is not right, your immune system will be fucked up, your sleep will be fucked up, your hormone levels will go crazy. It's all tied into the biomes and the microbiomes in your gut. I take a probiotic every day with like 100 million live cultures, and I drink kefir every day. About a cup of kefir every day, which is a really good fermented milk product that rebuilds the microbiomes in your gut, because all the stuff we take, all the meds we take, all the foods we eat, and some of that kills the microbiomes. If you take antibiotics, that'll do it. Antidepressants, that will kill your microbiomes. There's a lot of things that will destroy them or make them weak, and you can try to rebuild them with probiotics and with kefir. Some people use kanchaka, I think it's called kanchaka. That's another one that a lot of people use. It's it's gross. I can't drink it, but some people do use it. And so, take care of your gut, and we'll take care of the rest of your body for a good part of it, actually. And that's where THC and CBD edibles come in really good, because they can treat, anything going on wrong in your gut while the microbiomes are being rebuilt. And it doesn't destroy any microbiomes. So pot's great for pretty much anything. All right, well, I think I've rambled on long enough here. I just wanted to sign off with a decent amount of talking for a change. It's been fun jamming with you all, partying with you all. And now's the time to say goodbye. 2 hours or less. Will you be playing drums in some lives? I think all my lives I've been playing drums. I think I believe there's evidence that, way back in ancient mist of time, I was beating on a hollow drum, a hollow log, with a couple of bones. So that's how far I think, I've been playing drums. It seems like it was natural. When I picked them up when I was 10 years old, it became I was like a natural at it in some ways. And there's no other way to explain it except that I probably played drums in other lives. Maybe drums in a war band, like playing marching drums for battle. Who knows? But definitely been some drum playing in different lives, and I think every life I've ever experienced that I can tap into, I probably played some kind of percussion instrument. So I know that sounds weird, but I believe in reincarnation, I believe in parallel universes, I believe in simulation theory, I believe a lot of weird shit people don't believe. I don't believe in Jesus and Moses and Abraham fairy tales, but I believe that there are powers in the universe that you can tap into. You don't have to crucify yourself with guilt or, confess yourself to be a horrible sinner. So you can tap into those without all that crap. So there's no hell, by the way. So, not even the Jews who, were the origins of the Christian faith, if you want to get real about it, they didn't believe in a hell. And when they first started, they believed in multiple gods, and then they believed in a favored god, and then finally they became monotheistic. So all that shit about, we're the chosen people, the only God, yeah, it's a bunch of crap too. All right, so I'm probably going to get a bunch of hate mail now, so I'll talk to you all later. You have a great evening, and remember, keep taking your medicine.